it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
V Ben Israel, the People's Champ, back with another live stream, December 28th, 2023. We are closing out this year, y'all. We closing out strong. Welcome to the People's Podcast. I am your host, V Ben Israel, the People's Champ, aka Chef V, aka the Shogun of Charlotte, aka the Heisenberg of this ish. Y'all know me. Welcome. Welcome. On your way in, please hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that bell. Cash App is in the description. Support independent black thought. Support your interests. We're going to have a little riff off show right now. Couple of things we're going to talk about. We're going to get to the topic, which is going to be investing in young black men, but we got a couple of things. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. Move around. Plenty of places to be out here in these YouTube streets. We are simulcasting live on the People's Podcast on YouTube. Search for V Ben Israel on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook at Van Johnson. You can find me on Facebook also at V Speaks. You can find me on most most social medias. Little tongue twister from lunch. Social medias. V Ben Israel. Instagram, etc., etc., etc. You know how we do. TikTok. Got a prediction for y'all. The way I see things going. And this is going to start, I believe, in 2024, but we'll see. Netflix they're going to transition to be a direct competitor with YouTube. Boom! A lot of y'all don't see it, but I see it. And I've been following Netflix. Y'all don't realize how old of a company Netflix is. Netflix has been around since the 90s, the late 90s. Netflix has been around for quite a while. And they've transitioned, I think, their success, why they've been successful, is their ability and their willingness to adapt and change. Um, from what they were to what they are now, and I believe, because of the way the environment is in streaming, there's so many streaming companies, and it's becoming an overly saturated market. And I think people are moving further and further away from traditional entertainment, television, streaming, and we're going to move more into content creation. Um, People are tired of being programmed. They're starting to unplug from the matrix. So they're looking for not necessarily manosphere content or red pill, quote unquote, content, but just independent thought from the corporate machine. So I think I see Netflix is going to embrace that and go head to head with your YouTubes, your TikToks, your Instagrams. Um, and they're going to offer some kind of bundle. Um, it's gonna be like YouTube, but we just gotta wait and see how they package it. I'm pretty sure they're not going to abandon like a subscription service, so it might be something like $10 a month, which has been their sweet spot for most of their history. So we're talking about over 30 years. $10 a month has worked for them, but content creators are going to start to appear on Netflix more and more, more and more. That's what's going to happen. And they're primed. They're right in position to do it. I mean, even though it's an overly saturated market, they're still the largest. And just pay attention, man. I've been watching that. I've been studying their business model, and I think it's a logical place for them to go. So watch. Netflix is going to rival YouTube, or it's going to steal a lot of content creators from YouTube. They've already done this with the comedians, and who saw that coming? I mean, going from Netflix was a CD by a DVD by mail company, and they do comedy specials, and they're rivaling some of the Hollywood and New York studios for television content. They're gonna start going straight to content creators now. Mark my words. Mark my words. That's a prediction. Gonna start to see that really start ramping up in 2024. We're in the midst of a paradigm shift. So a lot of changes are going to start happening in 2024. AI is going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big thing. We thought the pandemic was big. AI is going to send a lot of people home. A lot of people home. Watch, pay attention. A lot of y'all don't see it coming. That's the problem with black people. Technology has always been an enemy of us, and we are always behind the curve. So I'm putting this out here so some of us can start catching up with the curve, because we're behind the curve now. Some of us, many of us don't even watch. We're still plugged into the matrix. We're still watching TV. It's fascinating. I mean, I've been cut the cord, oh shit, decade ago. This new generation coming up, the Zoomers particularly, they didn't grow up watching network TV very often. They grew up watching Netflix. They're already primed to do that. They watch things when they want to, and what they want to when they want to. They don't follow a TV schedule like most of us was programmed to follow. Remember Thursdays, 8 o'clock. What was everybody watching? Put it in the comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all Gen X's and older. What was we all watching Thursdays, 8 o'clock? Please put it in the chat. Speaking of the chat, Amanaz is in the chat. Amanaz, number one moderator, is back in the building. And what did she say? You talking about Amazon? They're about to license what? They're about to increase prices. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm gonna come to that in a minute. I'm gonna talk about Amazon and Walmart in a minute. Good point, though. Amanaz also says the Cosby Show. Exactly. Exactly. I don't care where you're from. If you're 40 and up, where you're from, what part of the country you grew up in Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, Cali. We all, we all know what I'm talking about. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. It would have been what 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Or 5 p.m. on the West Coast. So 8 p.m. here on the East is what 5 p.m. on the West. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Cosby Show. The Cosby Show. We were programmed that way. We were programmed. What did you watch on Monday nights? Especially during the school year. Football. That was Monday Night Football, right? So we were programmed this way. But the Zoomers aren't. They don't have that programming. Sunday nights might have been the closest they got to that with certain shows will come out on Sunday nights. Got to be popular. Breaking Bad was Sunday. Supernatural was Sunday. All them kind of shows kind of came. It was a lot of hot shows that would come out on Sunday nights. Saturday always sucked. Friday always sucked. But you did have Friday Night Raw. You had SmackDown on Friday nights for a little while. But y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get it. So yeah, watch for more of these paradigm shift. We're it's slow. It's not a drastic boom. The last one that was boom was 9/11. I mean, that was a terrorist event. I mean, but most paradigm shifts are gradually, and most people don't even see it coming until you're already in it. For example, the advent of the cell phone market. I remember in the early 2000s, I was a store manager with Radio Shacks, and I had to convince people why they needed a phone. People would give me so much pushback. Why I need a phone? I got a house phone. I don't need no mobile phone. Young people, this ain't the old people. The young people were saying this. Now, flash forward, short time later, and people can't go to bed without their phones. They can't leave the house without their phones. Some people leave their wallet and take their phone. They'll forget their wallet, but they ain't forgetting their phone. Same group of people that was saying they didn't need the shit now can't even sleep with it. Sleep without it, rather. That is fascinating. It's fucking fascinating to me. And we talking about when cell phones really got popular. But we had cell phones in the 90s. But in 2001 is when it really started to change. That paradigm shift reached that tipping point. And Sprint came out with them that $29.99 plan. And that changed the whole game. That changed the whole game. So yeah. But it was gradual. So I would say from 2001 to 2008 is where we saw the progression and everything went smart at that time. It was gradual. It wasn't bam. I mean, the 3G phones came out in 2001. So you had chat rooms on there. It wasn't graphic based. The user interface wasn't graphical like it is now, but it was there. You had Black Planet. Well, that started in text on 3G phones. You could do a lot of things. Dating, you had little dating things that you could do through everybody. It was proprietary. So Sprint had theirs, Verizon had theirs. Oh, one of my favorite chats or thread rooms, I don't know what we call it today, chat rooms on the phones was the Psalms of Jay-Z. Oh, that was big. Again, Black Planet was big, which later became a website. Shortly thereafter, um, Black Planet was huge, man. Black People Meet came out. Tagged and Hi-Fi came out. That was like '03, between '03 and '04 is when Tag started. Tag is still running. That is like Tag was meant to not to be a dating site as it's considered today, but Tag was meant to be a rival with MySpace. And a lot of people flocked to Tagged because of the Pets game. The Pets game was real popular in like '05 where people were playing pets or whatever, and you could make your pet slap another pet, man. That shit was crazy. Um, but Tag didn't end up transitioning into a dating site, so to speak. More of that. But that now they're trying to come back and be more social media oriented. Um, especially with the POV cameras and the live cameras where a lot of people do that. They don't talk about it, but a lot of people do that shit. Plenty of fish is doing it now too. High Five is the same as Tagged. Um, and more people are online. That was the difference. It's not that we didn't have the internet. It's more people have access to the internet. So things started progressing very quickly. And of course, porn always pushes technology. So when porn got like readily available on people's phones, shit, man, that was the end right there. Well, that was the beginning, rather, not the end, but the beginning of what we have now. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was there for a lot of. Again, I was always a techie guy working for Radio Shack, and before that, I was a techie guy. But working for Radio Shack, I got to see the market change, and I got to be involved in selling those products, um, and see what people were coming in asking for and interested in. GPS was another thing because back then GPS wasn't on the phones. You had to get a separate device with the. So yeah, if you wanted to watch a movie, people were buying DVDs. DVDs were just getting big. You wanted GPS, you had to get a TomTom or a Garmin, right? And then you had the smartphones and things of that nature. And once they started combining all of that stuff into one device, that was 2008. The music, the music was big too, because before that you had things like Napster, the peer-to-peer sharing, where you had to download a movie before you could watch it. There was no streaming; you just downloaded it. You know, so a lot of those changes again. The first, uh, I mean, you figure color screen phones came out in '03. The first color screen phone that I saw that got real popular was the Sanyo 4900. That got popular. Sanyo got popular because they were doing a lot of movie premieres like Men in Black and all of that stuff. They had a lot of cross promotion. So there was a lot of things going on back then that was introducing technology that, futuristic supposedly, but it was available. Um, but we went quickly from even the Sanyo 4900 to the Samsung A500. That was the first phone with a built-in camera, color screen, built-in camera, and it was a flip phone. Um, so yeah, you had a lot, and that happened very quickly. And then you figure that's '03, and then from '03 to then shortly later on in '03, the first modern phone would have been the Touch Point 2100 or 2200. That was in the shape of the modern phone. I remember I had one. It was basically a phone and a Palm Pilot built in, app. It was first phone that really had apps like we do today. Um, but it wasn't social yet. That social component hadn't, the GPS hadn't been added, the music hadn't really been added. So um And of course, Blackberries, they had their apps too. So now we're in '03, '04. So you figure in a 4-year period, we go from that to what we have now. Now the iPhone comes out. Now the what was that first Android phone? It was the Evo. The Evo was the shit, man. To this day, that was one of my best Android phones ever. That Evo was the shit. Right? A lot of changes happened just in a 4-year period. So my point being, let me bring it back around. Shout out to the Country Kings. Shout out to Smitty Land. This plane bringing it back around. Right. So that's what we're about to see now. We're right in the midst of that right now, where things are going to change dramatically in the next couple of years, and I think it's going to be faster. I'm thinking 3 to 5 years. We're gonna look 5 years from now will be 2029, right? We're gonna see lots of changes. Self-driving cars are gonna be a standard or a normal thing. Self-driving trucks, retail is gonna be dead. So this brings back to Amanaz's comment. Amazon are gonna raise their prices, right? Yeah, Amanaz says, yeah, she says she agrees with me. The Evo was one of the best phones ever. We was at Convergence. I remember because me and you was like one of the first couple of people who had that phone. I remember that. I remember that. I couldn't walk through Convergence without somebody like, yo, what's that? Because I had to clip on my hip so they could see it. Yo, what kind of phone you got? Yo, what is that? Yo, how is it? How expensive? Everybody just always had questions. And I was doing them training classes, so I used to have to take about 30 minutes in every class to explain what kind of phone I had, let it and pass it around. But yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah. Um, so going to Amazon. So here's why I think Amazon is considering raising their prices, of course. But they're not going to be able to because they're going to have to still remain competitive with Walmart. So, and I think Walmart is going to shift their business model away from retail and more to delivery like Amazon. So, and Walmart is actually in a prime position because they don't have to build factories. They already got warehouse distribution warehouse hubs, and they also got all of these stores where they could be local delivery points as well. So they're primed to do it. And I think they're going to do it because retail is dying. You're no longer going to be able to go inside of a Walmart. It's going to be Amazon. It's going to be on an app, just like it is. It's going to be delivery. Delivery is going to be the thing for your groceries, for uh, your clothing. You'll still be able to go on Walmart to get your oil changed, of course. Certain things you'll be able to pick up yourself. They'll still be doing that, but going into the retail is going to be very limited. Same thing with fast food. Fast food, a lot of fast food restaurants are already moving away from that. Um, we see that here in Charlotte, um, where a lot of these restaurants post COVID just won't open their lobbies. And I think it's bad business, especially the ones closer to the interstates. But some of the ones more in the center of the city are doing it too. Um, so it's going to be just drive through and automated drive-throughs. And so here's how I see it. If I were designing it, they're gonna have two drive-throughs. Some kind of way. It's gonna be two lanes. One lane is gonna be for live people, and it's gonna function the way the one in Dallas is functioning at McDonald's now, where you order on the app, you pull up, you type in your code, then you drive into the window, and the automated conveyor belt hands you your order. That's going to be one lane. The other lane is going to be specifically for Uber and delivery services. Same thing. The Uber driver is going to pull up, type in their code, and it's going to direct them to one of the two windows to pick up that order for that customer. So look for that to start really ramping up 2024. Again, they've been testing it. McDonald's has been testing it. White Castles has been testing it as well. So automation is going to really start to ramp up in the fast food industry, and they're going to have no reason to open their lobbies. Because of bad management, because of the environment, it's going to be a lot of reasons, but it's going to happen. Well, it's already happening. They were testing that overseas for years. I remember when I worked for McDonald's, I left McDonald's in the early 2000s, and I worked for McDonald's as a assistant area supervisor. I worked for McDonald's for 15 years. I remember going to meetings in the 90s where they were talking about this stuff, and we thought it was 50 years away. Oh, man, they crazy. That'll never happen. Well, I mean, they had a robot back then for the drinks in the drive-thru, where when the order was rung up, it automatically made the drinks. That's been in McDonald's for 30 years. So now I was watching a video the other day where White Castles with the fry station is automated. The fries, the nuggets, the onion rings, it's a machine doing that. And it's very inexpensive versus the labor it would take, especially in a busy store. But that's going to become the standard. That's going to become the standard. The robots are coming. I warn y'all all the time, or I've been speaking on this for years. Even in my books, I told y'all TV and movies is always designed to program you for what's coming next. So think iRobot, right? Think about iRobot, and in that imagery in that movie where the machines were getting delivered and the big trucks were pulling up and unloading thousands of the new generation of the iRobots, right? Well, Amazon is doing that right friggin' now. Day before yesterday, press release. 750,000 robots Amazon just rolled out down in Texas. They added that to the 500,000 they had worldwide. So now they're at 1.5 million robots. So they're testing this in Texas, in their factory in Texas. And they say the robots are gonna make them 75% more efficient. What are they telling you? There's no way you could become 75% more efficient at your job. I don't care how good a worker you are. They're phasing you out. They're phasing you out. So all of these low-paying jobs or working class jobs, Amazon warehouse has been good, but they're going away. They're replacing you with robots. That's already happening now. Right now, they just rolled it out. So that's 2024, right? McDonald's and White Castles, Taco Bell is right behind them, and the rest to follow. The rest to follow. They got machines that flip burgers. They've been improving all of this for generations, for the last 2 generations. So Gen X, millennials, and now the Zoomers, this is going to be the reality that they have to compete with, right? Right? This is reality, people. This isn't the Jetsons. This isn't iRobot. This isn't the Demolition Man. This isn't the Minority Report. That was all put out there years ago, 10, 15, 20 years and more, to program you to make you more receptive to these changes. AI. Okay. Yeah. It's all going to be interconnected. Think about it. And data is big. I told y'all that. Those likes and that data is important. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Uber is in a very powerful position. So the data that they're collecting. They know how long it takes. And here in Charlotte, if I order, let's say, something from Bojangles, which is about 2 miles away from the house, if I order something, they've been collecting the data for years now. They know on average how long it takes for that delivery person to get to the Bojangles and to get to the house to deliver it, to hand it to me. They know on average how long that takes for a variety of weather situations, traffic situations, time of day. They're crunching these numbers. That's what how AI is going to improve them. So now, what are you saying, V? Nah, V, nah, we know that. You ain't said nothing slick. Pay attention. Pay attention. Let the master school y'all real quick. It's a master's class. So, how is this going to change? So let's say McDonald's or Bojangles rather starts implementing robots heavily into their operation, right? So I place an order on Uber Eats. The computer is going to communicate with the computer in Bojangles, and it's going to tell them precisely when they need to drop the chicken strips and the grease, to link that with, they're already communicating with the driver, sending the driver to the store. They know exactly how long it's going to take the driver to get to Bojangles. All right, he's 8 minutes away. It's going to take 4 minutes for these chicken strips to get done. So the computer is going to time that. It's going to be monitoring in real time the GPS of the driver, and it's going to coincide that with when they put them chicken strips down in the grease. So they're going to reduce waste because they're basically only cooking what they need. They no longer need to cook it in advance. They're cooking to order. The driver, then from the time the driver gets there, the food is going to be even hotter and fresher. Again, they're going to go through the drive-through. They're going to type in that code, pull up to the window. And all of this is, they never talk to a real person. The driver in the car never talks to a real person, right? All automated. The conveyor belt hands them the order. They're on their way here, 2 miles away. They know exactly how long it's going to take them. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They know the school buses. They got all of this information. And they're going to be communicating with me on my app. They already do this. It's just going to be more streamlined. Your driver's on the way. Your driver will be there in precisely 4 minutes. Pay attention to your Uber Eats. Your driver is 6.2 miles away or whatever. They are already doing this. It's going to get better and faster and more efficient, right? They're telling the driver what's the best route to go to maximize his gas. It's going to soon, and I'm pretty sure it does it now. Those of you who drive, do gig apps, there are apps where it tells you where the cheapest gas is. The cars already tell you how many miles are left before you even need to buy gas. All of these systems that are working independent are going to start working collectively for efficiency. All of this is about to get ramped up dramatically. Some of y'all have never thought about this shit. Y'all just use it and whatever. Am I lying? Have you ever thought about it this way? See, I used to run these businesses, so I know the potential savings. Waste is your biggest controllable expense. So if the Uber drivers themselves can reduce their waste where driving inefficiently or the long route, they're saving money and making more money. The restaurants are saving more money by cooking to order instead of having food that they got to store and throw away when people don't buy it. Okay, they're reducing labor because they have less people inside the restaurant now. It's gonna be like just a little mini warehouse. Bojangles, they are the one on Sugar Creek in Charlotte. They barely open their lobby now. It's all gonna be automated. That's the way it's going. Boom! A lot of y'all like, oh shit, B. Oh shit. Look around sometime. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Why am I singing that song? Some of you may be nostalgic for movies. Denzel did a movie, a fabulous movie, by the way, called Fallen. And in that movie, he was battling a demon, uh, Ezekiel, I think it was the name of the demon. And the demon could jump from body to body and possess people and make them do things. And Denzel was a detective, and he became aware of this demon. He wasn't supposed to, but he became aware of this guy, and the demon was fucking with him. He tried to figure out a way to kill him. Just in the movie, great movie. If you've never seen it, make sure you watch it. Fallen by Denzel. So when Denzel was told in the movie, look around sometime. The demon was leaving him little clues. Look around sometime. So I'm telling y'all, look around sometime. And Denzel noted the demon gave him a riddle. He gave him a riddle, and it was right in front of his face for years. He never noticed it. But when that demon put that riddle in his head, look around sometime. So then he started to figure out the riddle. He was like, damn, it's right in front of my face. That's what I'm saying to y'all. It's not that I'm smarter than y'all. It ain't about being smart. You're just not aware. You're not paying attention. You're not connecting the dots. Look around sometime. All of this shit is already happening. It's already happening. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. I can't sing, y'all. That's the best I could do. It's the best I could do. But watch that movie, Fallen by Denzel. Wonderful movie. One of his best, actually. Yeah. Hobbs was his name in the movie. He was Detective Hobbs. And the demon was setting him up. And it's funny because, like, in the movie, I'm gonna tell this little secret. In that movie, when it first starts off, you hear Denzel's voice narrating, right? I want to tell you about the time I almost died, right? So you think it's Denzel's character, Detective Hobbs, that's speaking, but it's not. It's actually the demon at the end of the movie. He's the narrator. He possessed Denzel at the end of the movie. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Look around sometime, Hobbs. I'm telling y'all that. Look around sometime, Israel. Look around. Little sidebar real quick, man. Shout out to everybody here in the QC, man. It's some beautiful weather today. If you have not been outside, I strongly recommend that you do. It is beautiful outside. Beautiful sky, nice weather for this time of year. Get some vitamin D. And ladies, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some sunshine, okay? Y'all nasty. Y'all always got the wrong minds. I'm a nasty boy too, so I feel you. But that ain't what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I like to set the table a little bit. That's kind of what I've been doing. So Amazon and Walmart are going to be direct competitors. That's going to happen. Walmart stores are going to become little mini distribution centers for groceries and your daily goods. Delivery is going to be a big thing. So as to the price, Amazon, I don't think they're going to be able to raise the price, Amazon, because they need to compete with Walmart. So where they're going to be able to cut corners is through the automation. The automation is how they're going to be able to avoid raising the prices. That's where the way I see it going. You got to count for the automation. So yeah, I think Amazon is going to probably actually have to lower their prices at some point. $9.99 is going to be that sticking point. $9.99 a month, and to that and free, because Walmart already is doing free deliveries. If you have their card, if you order a certain amount, so we're gonna see more of that ramping up in the next. You're gonna see that happening, but Walmart's are gonna start closing, and it's not gonna be all Walmarts at once. They're gonna start doing it systematically. So just like when they changed their scheduling from going 24/7, I remember here in Charlotte, all of them went that way except 4 in the beginning. They were all 24/7, and then they all started shutting down at like midnight, 11 o'clock, except for 4. And the 4 were pretty much north, south, east, and west, the furthest outskirts. So Independence was still 24/7. Calibridge Court was still 24/7. South Tryon was still 24/7. And there was one in Concord that was still 24/7 at that point in the very beginning. And then eventually they too went to that 11, 12 o'clock cutoff. And now I believe they're shutting it down at 10 o'clock. They're reducing their hours because now they realize they can make the same amount of money in less time. So that saves them labor as well. But it's all going to be delivery. Malls are going to start shutting down. Malls are already shutting down. You don't need to go into a mall. You buy it online. You don't like it, you're just going to send it back. Again, more delivery. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me see what Walmart. Let me see what Amazon says. Oh, she said, what's $9.99? I believe all of these services, that's going to be the price point from 0 to $9.99. So they're not going to raise prices. They're going to reduce prices. Is what I'm predicting is going to start happening. Walmart already started doing that. So their delivery, like if you are under $35 and don't have the Walmart Plus, it's $9.99 for a delivery. Walmart already does that. Amazon is going to have to drop down their Prime to $9.99. That's going to happen. And this is my opinion. It's my prediction, just based on what I've seen and the way it's happening slowly anyway. Again, Netflix is going to go back down to $9.99. That was their sweet spot. You look at when they did the best. Look at Amazon's history, their 30-something year history. When they've done their best, $9.99. It's psychological. It's psychological. That $9.99 is like, oh, I can't resist it. That's that sweet spot. So I think that's what's going to happen. I believe Uber Eats was doing that $9.99. I think they still do. Uber One now is what they call it, $9.99. I think. Lyft has their thing. I don't know what DoorDash is because I don't use DoorDash very much. What we got? She says Prime was $9.99. Hasn't been since. No, I agree. I agree, but that's what I'm telling you. They're going to go back because when you apply root cause analysis and you look at it from that methodology, they're looking at the same data I'm looking at, and they're looking at the same data all the other companies are looking back. So it's going to revert back to that price point because something about $13.99 and $14.99, it just doesn't sit right with people. They've also tried that a couple of times, and it just doesn't hit with people. I remember when Netflix tried that first, when Netflix was doing two things simultaneously. They were offering DVD by mail and streaming at the same time. But when it was just DVD by mail, it was $10. Then they then they added the extra streaming service for $10. And then they switched it to $14.99 and pissed off a lot of people. They felt ripped off. A lot of people felt ripped off, like, hey, I was paying $10 for this. You get an extra $5 out of me for nothing for the same service. Then they tried to separate the services. They came out with Quickster. So Netflix and Quickster, that Quickster was a separate service. So instead of logging into one website, now you got to log into two websites, and you're paying 2 subscription fees, which was $8 a piece. It was $8. So people are looking at it like, okay, now you're getting $16 out of me instead of this $8 to $10 you was getting out of me before. $9.99, $10 is a sweet spot. So they're gonna go back to that. Yeah, I get it. So DoorDash is $9.99. Uber Eats, Uber One is $9.99. That's the sweet spot. So you're gonna see more of that. And it's a marketing tool. $9.99 is a marketing tool. Um, that's what you're gonna see more of that. Walmart is $9.99 for deliveries if you don't have the free delivery, or if you don't do over 35, it's $9.99. So that's the sweet spot. People go, oh, $10, that ain't much, that ain't bad. $9.99. So I'm just looking at historically what these companies themselves have done, what other companies have done, and what they play with different things. So $9.99 is a sweet spot. A lot of streaming services, Hulu, they've all tried that $9.99, and they try to shift away from it, then they go back to it. So I think we're going to see a settling. That's going to be real popular coming soon. Um, yeah, when you're under $35. Well, I think because we have the card, we're Walmart members, but I'm thinking about for the non-members, I think it's $9.99 for them, or it was. I mean, they play back and forth with it, so um, and, and sometimes it depends on the distance too. Point is, it's not the point. I don't want to get caught up in these $2-3. I don't know for a fact. This is just a prediction. $9.99 or free is where it's going to land, and they're going to be able to do it because of the automation, because of the money they're going to be able to save. All of them people standing around in Walmart, they don't realize their jobs are gone. They're gone. They don't need those people. They're going to hire a couple of people to load people, take the packages to the cargo van, and to deliver it, and that's it. Those people just standing around with those vests, they don't do shit now. They just stand there. They just stand there. I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Um, I just it's a waste of labor. To have people just stand around. You already got automated checkouts. Um, again, that's just gonna all be automated, and that's coming fast. And anybody wants to research this or see what I see or get a better understanding, just go to YouTube and search. First, look at the McDonald's. Look at the automated McDonald's Texas, and that'll lead you to other videos. You'll see the White Castles. You'll see some of the grocery stores. They're all of that retail is going away. It's going away. So they're going to be saving on rent. Some places you're not going to need to have as many locations because they'll be able to cover a broader range with the delivery. Um, that's what's going to end up happening. So, but the labor is shit. I mean, just think. I mean, they could spend $50,000 um, to automate. Say Bojangles, say it costs them $50,000 to automate themselves, to automate one location. That's a one-time fee. Now think about all of the labor that they're going to be able to save. You don't have a person doing cooking fries and chicken no more because it's automated now. So all you really need is somebody, a couple of people in there just to supervise the machines, and that's it. You don't even need nobody passing out the food. That's going to be all automated. So they're going to be able. I mean, if you're paying somebody what $20 an hour, so $10 an hour is $20,000 a year, and if you're paying 5 workers $10 an hour on average, I'm being very conservative with that number. I mean, or let's double the number. Let's say you're paying them $20 an hour, which we know isn't happening. 5 workers. I mean, we're talking about what? How much? Look at the savings right there alone. That's $50,000 that you paid one time, and you may be paying another 5,000 bucks a month for servicing and maintenance of the machines itself and programming. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no. Plus, your efficiency goes up. The faster a restaurant gets the food out, the more money they make. Service level is very important. Yeah, Ahmed said, yeah, they don't do shit even when you need them. I agree. I was in Walmart with Rashana one time, and she was trying to get some socks or something, and they got it all locked up now. And it took like 30 minutes for somebody, the right person, to come over there to be able to unlock the glass case where the socks were. I'm like, are you shitting me? 30 minutes? Are you shitting me? I'm like, this is such a waste of my time. Like, I mean, I was waiting on the pharmacy to do a prescription. That's why I ended up there with her. She had to get socks. I had to get a prescription. So I rode with her over there, and it was just like I went to go get my pharmacy while she was going to get the socks. I had got my prescription and came back, and she was still waiting. I'm like, yo, that was like 30 minutes ago. She's like, yeah, I know. Like three of them people don't walk by me, and none of them can do it. There's like a special person has to unlock the case. I'm like, all of y'all can't do this. Inefficient, inefficient, and it costs money. Because think about how much money they lose. People just get pissed off and walk away and say, "Fuck it, I ain't buying that." Pack of socks, $10. That's an extra $10. I mean, $10 might seem significant. Now multiply that times a million countrywide. They may be selling a million pair of those socks at $10. That's $10 million that they done missed out on because of service level. That's simple, just one product. That's why I thought those glass cases was a bad idea. Now, oh, the money that Walmart loses in theft. So now you ain't got but nobody coming in the stores. They ain't got to close the stores down like they've been doing because of theft. Now you ain't got no theft going on. It's all automated. Inventory is better, and they're going to streamline it. They're going to be able to market. The marketing is going to get better because they know directly what the customers are searching for. They already have this information, and then they're going to be able to directly market to you. Big time. Big time. I mean, I'll give y'all an example. Amanaj travels a lot. She hadn't done it that much this past year, but generally she travels a few times a year. So she would always get these marketing things in the mail about cruises and trips. They would just randomly come. Carnival or this person, that person, all the time. All the friggin' time. They're already studying us. They're already studying us. And just because I'm mentioning cruise right now, I'm mentioning cruise. I have not searched for cruises on Google or any other media. I'm just mentioning it now. I guarantee it's going to start popping up in the next week on Facebook. I'm going to start getting advertisements in different apps for cruises and flights. Watch. Mark my words. Some of you may see it too because you're watching this video. Mark my words. Mark my words. So, the paradigm shift is coming in 2024. I find it funny, these content creators act like they don't be watching me. So I was watching somebody today trying to make the same prediction I made months ago about older women hooking up with younger men, how that's going to ramp up in 2024. The dude talking about, I said it first. Video was made yesterday. I'm the first one to say it. Watch. Nigga, I've been saying that for 6 months. Stop. You know you got it from me. He added a twist onto it. His prediction was older white women are gonna hook up with younger black guys. That's been happening. And that's gonna continue to happen. But specifically older women of all nationalities and ethnicities are gonna hook up more with younger men. It's gonna happen. It's gonna become more public. That's the key. Not the race, but the fact that it's happening. It's always been happening behind the scenes, but it's gonna become more and more popular. Watch. Watch. Um younger women are going to get married more. That you're going to see marriage rates tick up a little bit, and a lot of them are predicting because of the pandemic is why marriages went down. No, marriages was already going down. So why are you going to see a slight uptick is women are going to start realizing because of the evictions, I need help. I need to team up with a man. I need to be in partnership. I need to be in cooperation with a man. Whatever word you want to use, that's what's going to change slightly. It's not going to be big numbers. It's going to be slightly. Okay. A lot of people gonna be skipping weddings too. It's not gonna be big weddings. Nobody can afford it. So you're gonna see a lot of people just having non-traditional weddings and partnerships, whether they married or just shacking up or however you want to do it. You're gonna see more of that. See, a lot of black women thought they would be able to pair up with their homegirls, and that's what they've been trying to do the last few years, and it's not working. It's not working. Women don't work in cooperation with each other very well. It sounds cute in theory, but in practice, it doesn't work. Plus, they both now you got two horny bitches in the house together. Neither one of them getting dick. They all just on that strong, independent woman shit, but they're working together. They're trying to use each other to replace a man. It doesn't work. And then biology starts kicking in, and they both horny and frustrated. Their periods done synced up with each other, and they stick at each other for money. It's just a mess. So you're gonna see that switch from, well, if I'm gonna have her here, I might as well have a dude in here. At least I'm getting some dick. That's what you're gonna see more of. That's going to be big too. Watch, watch. Women are going to start doing the math. The math is going to be slow. Even though the manosphere has been saying this, Kevin warned you. The Blizzard King warned you. A lot of us warned you. Coach Stradamus warned you. The People's Champ warned you. That it's starting. Women are like this. And I say this to Lena all the time. We can have a long ass argument or discussion or debate about something for her to come back week later, 2 weeks later, like, yeah, you was right. So this is how y'all learn. Y'all hard headed. So it takes time for you to process. You don't see it right away. So now women, a small percentage of women, black women, are going to start to see, hey, it's better for me to have this man bringing some money into the house than me doing it by myself. And I get the benefit of having regular D. And I get the benefit of having that masculinity because, see, men provide more than money, attention, energy, and time. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, right? So women have always focused on money. As long as I'm getting the money, as long as he's giving me what I need, money or sex. Now women are starting to say, well, why can't I have both? And I don't, I mean, I hate telling people personal business, but the girl was basically always about, the one I'm thinking about was always about $300 a month negative every month. She was overdrafting and would end up about $300 negative every month. And I said to her, even if you had a dude who was only bringing $500 into your house, that would dramatically improve your situation. So you go from $300 negative every month to $200 positive every month. Doesn't that make sense? Plus the added benefits of having a man. Now you got protection. Now you're getting attention. Now you're getting the energy to get things, other things. You're just taking a load off of you in other ways, right? And of course, that woman fought me, but eventually came back around and said, you know what? I thought about what you said. That makes sense. I said, because it's a numbers game. Y'all too busy trying to get somebody to finance and retire y'all, and then you get nothing. And then you end up burning yourselves out. Now you're 40, 45, 50 years old, and you're tired because you're trying to do something your body is not designed to do. But you got this dude here who trying to be with you. He's a solid dude. He ain't no high value man, but he's an average dude. He making average money. That's the way the is designed to be. Two is always better than one. Stop looking for somebody to retire y'all. And you just missing out because you looking for something that doesn't exist. The average black man makes what, $45,000 to $48,000 a year. Y'all looking for dudes who make quadruple that. It doesn't exist. It's too small a percentage of men. We talking about 2.5% of black men who make quadruple the money you make. But then you missing out on other. Then you get frustrated. You lie to yourselves on Facebook and YouTube. But when you turn all of that stuff off and you home in bed by yourself and you're frustrated, telling everybody the world that you don't need no man, nobody believes you. We need more people. All right? It's obvious. You ladies, you've seen a girl. You seen somebody at some point. You looked at that chick and you was like, bitch, you need some dick. Because she was just bitchy for no reason. Am I lying, ladies? Have you not said that to another girl or thought that about another girl? She needs some dick. She cranky. Come on now. Come on now. Why you think all these chicks are? And this is why I tried to tell the passport bros. To me, I get tired of these fucking conversations with them. It's too few percentage of black men who can actually. I'm on a panel. I forget who was the dude was a passport bro, and I'm like, how many black men do you think can actually do what you're saying? All of them? No, that's stupid. Give me a percentage. What are we talking about? Less than 1% of black men can actually do this? Why are we having this conversation? Let's focus on the other 99%. What are they doing? What can they do? And guess what? Y'all punk asses taking y'all selves over to the other countries. What did Zoom to Thailand tell y'all? Shout out to Zoom to Thailand. What did he tell y'all? The black women are flooding over there looking for the black men. Ain't that what I've been saying? And I use the analogy of the basketball court when your kids, all of the boys in the neighborhood go to the basketball court, and what happens? The girls follow them. Well, the same thing is going to happen. That's biology. Y'all took y'all punk asses to Thailand. They're coming too. So all it is, I'm going over there to find a traditional woman. Those women ain't gonna be traditional no more. Because the women, even though y'all ain't looking for black women, the black women are still interacting with the Filipino women. And the Filipino women and the Thai women are paying attention to how the black women interact with y'all. Stop. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. So y'all going off of old philosophy. Maybe 20 years ago, what y'all wanted was more valuable, but in today's world, it's not. Those women ain't gonna be traditional like you quote unquote think they are. And y'all also leaving out the men. Those men ain't gonna just let y'all keep coming in droves to take their women. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna start changing policies to slow the travel down. I think Brazil is already doing that. Well, you got to already purchase your ticket, or that's what they're proposing. You got to pre-purchase your ticket in certain places before you could even get approval to come into the country. I mean, but really, and you got to have a certain amount of money. You got to show. You got have a certain amount of money in your bank account. Y'all don't know what's happening. That's gonna happen. That's the men reacting to y'all. You think them little Asian men with them little dicks gonna let y'all niggas with y'all big dicks come over there and fuck the shit out their women and they don't do nothing? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. All right, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see here. Let's see what this is somebody named D. Welcome, D. Welcome to the People's Podcast. What's D saying? Um In case you don't know, I mean, I really don't like doing these long comments. So let's try to get to the point. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. But I'm gonna try to read this. I'm legally blind, so it's a struggle for me. It's a number of game. It's a number. It's a numbers game. Is that what you talk? You left ass off. It's a numbers game. For real, for real. It's not enough black men for black women. Prison, murder, drugs, gangs, mental illness, and everyone wants to do right. Some. I get the gist of what you're saying. I'm not reading all this shit. Okay, I get what you're saying. Let me give you a little pushback though, because I've heard this before. Okay, not necessarily disagreeing with the point, but let me clean it up a little bit for you. Okay, it's always been a numbers game. The numbers show us historically that only a minority of men actually get with women historically. So what you're saying is, duh, no shit. It's always been women that outnumbered men. That's always been true historically in any society, anywhere on the planet, anywhere in history. Always the truth. It's always a small percentage of men who get to procreate. Always been true. And it's gonna get worse. That's the prediction. Bible tells us that. Nothing new under the sun. Um, Now, prison is not a factor. As of today, you have less than 500,000 black men in state and federal prison nationwide. Ooh, a lot of people don't know it's that small number. So what are we talking about? There are 20 million, roughly 20 million black men in this country. Why do y'all always bring up less than 500,000? It's a small percentage. It's irrelevant. Prison has never been a problem with us. Drugs, drug use has gone down. Drugs ain't keeping people from getting together. People always got together. The height of drugs, through drugs, every drug crisis, that ain't never stopped people from hooking up and getting together. Always had drugs. Mental illness, bullshit. Less than 10% of black people actually seek mental health treatment. Less than 10%. So we don't have any data to support that. Just people running around self-diagnosing themselves or trying to self-diagnose each other, and they're not qualified to do so. Less than 10% of black people actually seek mental health treatment. So I call bullshit on that too. Um, all of these tropes, they've been debunked for years. You're dealing with the champ over here. Um, I've been talking about this for years. And everyone don't want to do right. Again, this everyone don't. I don't like that kind of talk. No shit. When is everything everyone besides breathing and drinking water? It's always going to be a percentage of people who don't do something. So why do we have to state that? That's not intelligent conversation to me. It's a bunch of words to make yourself sound important. Or when people, not saying you that was your intention here, but when people generally do that, you're just putting a bunch of words in. Again, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Women outnumber men. End of discussion. Now we don't need to go into the reasons why, because I could debunk or get pushed back on all of these reasons. A lot of them are just bullshit talking points that have been debunked. Um, but that's not the point. but I welcome you. Welcome to the People's Podcast. And I don't like people jumping in my chat trying to teach either. Come over here to learn. As you see, I'll shoot you down and I'll call you out. I mean, know what you're talking about when you come over here. There are plenty of places to be out here in these YouTube streets where they tolerate that. It distracts from the lesson. It takes away from it, because we was just talking about AI and automation. Now we talking about some bullshit. Because it's not helpful to the conversation, because we want to try to get the solutions over here. Okay? I've been doing this too long. Some of this, I've written books about these topics. Listen and learn in silence, especially you're new over here. Listen and learn in silence. I'm assuming you're not a content creator because you don't have any no picture on your thing. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm gonna check you out. We're gonna research you, see if we got a channel, and we'll post the link if you do. Because we do spread love over here. But and I may drop the link and let people come up. That's when it's time to have conversation and dialogue, but not now while I'm monologuing. Sit back and relax, strap in, put your seatbelt on. Mind your manners here, man. Take off your feet, man. Get you a drink. Top shelf. Shout out to Smoke and Talk. I don't even know if they up. They'll be up later though. And welcome to all the people coming in. I see y'all sneaking in here on Facebook. I see you sneaking in here on YouTube. I appreciate y'all for listening to the Champ Rant. I am the People's Champ. I am the Heisenberg of this ish for those of you who are new. So why does this matter, V? Why does this matter? Why are you talking about all this stuff? Where you going with this? You gonna land this plane, V? Come on, V. You talking too much. I gotta give y'all this foundation. I gotta lay this foundation so y'all can understand where I'm going. Why do I say we need to invest in young black men? Because my audience is black people. So, but looking at what other groups of people do worldwide, everywhere on the planet, every demographic of people, when it comes to the resources of that demographic, they invest heavily in the next generation of men coming up. Every group of people historically has done this except black people. What we've done here is invest in the girls and say, fuck the boys. And they need to get out the mud like I got it out the mud. That's been the mentality here. And we've been operating this way since we got out of slavery. And before, while we were in slavery, but definitely since we got out, since 1865. What's the first thing we did? We built colleges for who? For the boys and the girls. We built colleges for the girls. Historically black schools, most of them all started out as all girls schools. Right? Right? Well, D, specifically young black men, listen and learn. It's too late for Gen X. It's too late for millennials. This is triage. We're at war. So we got to find out where best, right, to put the resources. That's going to be the Zoomers and the Alphas. And if we don't hurry up, it's going to be too late for the Zoomers. We got to start pumping resources. And I mean money. I mean vocational skills. I mean mentorships and counseling. And somebody said the other night, I was on a panel, oh, we the young boys need to find mentors. No, the mentors need to find the young boys. That's what other groups of men do. Especially if you're 40 and up, you should have at least one mentor, one mentee that you're coaching and guiding along. At least one. At least one. Okay? The young boy, it's crazy. It's crazy with these old ninjas, and usually those are the baby boomers and old Gen X ninjas and silent generation nigga. We need to invest in education. No, it hasn't worked, and it's never worked. What do other groups of people do? They don't send dumb kids to school. That's what they don't do. But that's what we've been doing as a demographic, as a community, quote unquote. Sending dumb kids to school has never worked because why? College does not make you smarter, it doesn't make you more intelligent. Other groups of people, they send smart kids to school to fine tune them. To fine tune them. So we need to start pumping money into our boys like every other group of people does, and that's why they get ahead of us. That's why the average white high school graduate earns more money than the average black man college graduate. Huh? This is why the percentage of wealth that black people have has not changed from the end of slavery to now. 0.5% is what it is right now. That's how much wealth black people control in America. 0.5% of the country's wealth. The same thing it was in 1865. Same exact number. It has not improved. Education hasn't moved the needle. Because especially the education we have today, it is an education. It's job placement at best. At best. Right? All right, let's see what we're doing here. Amanaz has dropped a link. I think she's dropped her link. Make sure to go over there to Amanaz's channel and subscribe to Amanaz. Hit the link. Hit the button. Smash the bell. You know how we do over here. Spread the love. Shout out to Amanaz, #1 moderator on YouTube. And if you don't believe me, look around sometime. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Look around sometime, Hops. If you've been on a few channels, you done seen them shout Amanaz out. Messy Michonne. That's her bestie. Little sis, Big DD, right? Everybody shout Amanaz out. RBN, right? Real Bravado Network shouts out. Be on the panels. You be around. Crimson Cure shouts out all the time. Do I need to keep naming people? Do I need to keep tooting her horn? You goddamn right, I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, everybody shout out Amanaz. Get on my damn nerves, Messy Michonne. Every time she see it, they go, my girl Amanaz in the chat. It's my moderator. Y'all better stop trying to steal my damn moderator from me. Shout out to Amanaz for doing great work and being in here helping me do what I do, because y'all know I can't do it by myself. I'm blind. Can't barely see. I got one good eye and it ain't even good. Shit. You'll never know this if you see me in person, but trust me, I can't see, y'all. I fake that funk though. If you see me in person, y'all be like, you sure he blind? Trust me, I'm blind. But it's all good. I'm legally blind. I can see a little bit. But anyway, invest in young black men. We got skills, especially if you're over 40, you got some knowledge, you got some useful information. Just be a mentor. That alone, if you ain't got no money to put in, but we got to start putting some money. Look how much money we spend in hair care, ladies. Now, you don't even spend a fraction, a tenth of that on your boys. That's sad. That's sad. And we used to do this. See, the silent generation was like really the last generation to do this. But they really started dropping the ball, and that's where the change happened, when they started leaving the resources, because it was more women than men in that generation, especially in baby boomers. Those, golly, so many women in that generation. And a lot of people didn't have sons to leave things to, and they just didn't heavily invest in their sons. And those sons, which were the baby boomer sons, they were fuck ups. They were fuck ups, so their fathers just didn't trust them. So they didn't give the resources to them. They gave it to the daughters instead. So now the daughters, baby boomers, which is Gen X's parents and millennials' parents, they got control over the family resources, and they still holding on to it. They're fucking it up, and they haven't passed anything to Gen X or millennials. So now we're going to be getting into the third generation who've got no resources from the previous generations. You're actually starting out negative in a lot of cases. They leaving us bills. They leaving us debt. They leaving us medical bills and problems that they've been fucking up, and we just now starting to find out about. Watch. If you haven't found out yet, wait till your parents die off. Wait till your grandparents die off. You'll find out. I've been trying to help prepare y'all. You better start digging into that shit now. Don't wait till they go. It's easier to fix it or get a control over it while they're alive. But they selfish. They want to take it to their grave and leave you the bill. That's what's been happening. That's what's been happening. Some of y'all ain't there yet. You ain't had to bury no parents or grandparents yet. And you haven't paid attention to what your aunties was doing with the money. You thought auntie was successful. No. She got handed some wealth early on and some equity in grandma's house or grandpa's house or whatever, some insurance money or whatever, and she fucked it up. She fucked it up. Time is on your side. Yes, it is. Look around sometimes, huh? Look around. We got to put money in. We got to give resources. Now, what would I do? Stop sending these boys to school. If they're not ready for college, send their asses to the military. Send them, let them do 3 years in the military and ain't going to kill them. Hell, we going to be in World War III pretty soon. They're going to go anyway, right? Let them get a jump start on that. Let them get some vocational skills. Send them to barbershop school. Let them learn how to cut hair. Let them learn how to do something with their hands. Try to find a carpenter or a plumber or somebody they could be an apprentice for. Send them to a local community college where they can learn how to do something with their hands, like carpentry, mechanic. Let them, they men learn best by doing that. IT is dead. AI is killing IT. Robotics might be a thing if you got a smart kid where that can go into robotics, but that ain't gonna be the average person be able to go into robotics and coding. All of that's going IT is gonna wipe all of that out. Delivery services again. Get your son a pickup truck. Get him a cargo van. Let him live out of that motherfucker for a couple of years and make money. He can make $100,000 a year driving a cargo van, driving a pickup truck, and save money. Let them live in a van. So now you ain't paying rent nowhere. Let them live in a van. That's what a lot of these guys are doing. A lot of good YouTube channels that are going around right now. Big CJ on YouTube. Shout out to Big CJ. I follow him. He teaching these young boys how to do it. What's my other man? Damn it, I just watched him today. Shit. I'll put a couple of them in a link, but just do cargo van business. A lot of these young guys, they're teaching you how to do it. What is it? Cars and Cribs is another one or something like that. It's a few of these guys. He's funny too. He's got a great personality. My man was just telling the story about how he was in prison. He was in the feds and he got out and he turned 15,000 into 150,000 year business. These guys are teaching. That's what I mean by mentor. And you ain't even got to know the mentor yourself, ladies, men. You can find it on YouTube. There's a lot of these guys out here, and they'll be willing to mentor your sons and your nephews. You know, throw them a couple of dollars, shoot out, reach out, network. But cargo van business is the way to go. It's better to invest in a cargo van than to send your kid to college right now. Trust me on that. Cargo van business is where it's at. Is where it's at. That's much better sending him. Well, you're going to send him to school and he major in what? See, that's the thing. We were told, go to school, do good in school, go to college, get a good job. Well, they didn't prepare us for the world as it is today. When we were in the 90s, right? They told us, oh, do something with computers, do computer science, right? All that stupid shit them old ninjas told us. That world was already passing by at that time. All of that shit got phased out in 1999 anyway. All of them programming languages that people went to school. You went to school in 95, 94, and did computer science. Your degree was worthless in 2000, just 6 years later. Worthless, obsolete. So that's why I'm saying, we got to start preparing our kids, get ahead of the curve. So the curve is coming where everything is going to be delivery, right? Everything is going to be skilled trades, skilled labor is coming back. That's where we need to start investing in our boys, in our young men, right? And I mean start at 14. Start at 14. Let your son get his summer job doing something with his hands. Buy him a lawnmower. Let him go around the neighborhood cutting grass, right? Whatever. Let him figure out how to do something with his hands. That'll do more for him than anything. Put him in sports early. Team sports. Men need to learn how to work with other men. And they need to learn how to compete with other men. Okay? Ladies, that's where y'all made a mistake in education. Y'all took that out of education. We need to put it back. But we got to start investing in our boys. Money, energy, attention, and time. So I don't want to hear the excuse, well, his daddy ain't here. His daddy ain't shit. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm giving you solutions to that. Be right here on YouTube. Here's how you can do it. Buy him a lawnmower. Stop getting your hair done every damn month. Stop getting your nails done. Take that money, put it in a savings account, save it up for your son, so that way when he graduates high school, you can help him get a cargo van, help him get a pickup truck, something he could use to start making money for himself and working with his hands. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And y'all black women, hell, you could put the business in your name because y'all get a lot of grants. There's a lot of grants out here for black entrepreneurs that are women. Get a grant. Set up a business so your son can work for you. Stay out these damn nail salons and hair shops. All you doing is giving the damn Moabites put money in their hands. That's why it's always nail shops in the black community. Always nail shops. But listen, I'm about to run, man. Something to think about. A couple of things for y'all to think about. I'm not going to drop the link. I may come back on. Eagle Express is another one. He's a very good cargo van driver. Eagle Express is another one. He's a very good cargo van business owner. Follow his channel on YouTube. And again, they're teaching these young men how to make money in the cargo van business. I give you a lot of reasons why I told you the story about McDonald's and Walmart and Bojangles. That's the way it's gonna be. It's already moving that way. Let's get ahead. We'll try to catch up to the curve. We're behind. Let's try to catch up. Shout out to Eagle Express. Expediting America is another one. A lot of these guys. Some of these guys aren't black. Some of them are white, but they got good information. I follow all of them. But there are lots of young black guys that are doing it with the Uber Jeep AZ. He does it with the Ubers. Same thing. It's a lot of guys out here. Josh and Avery. That's a black couple that are doing it with the pickup truck. They're teaching everybody else how to do it. This is a version of mentorship, how mentorship is going to function in 2024 and beyond. So get involved. Or reach out to me and I'll point you in the right direction. Hell, I'll be happy to mentor your son. Your son can have more than one mentor. Okay? Can have more than one. And I help put him in the right way. You ladies, you got to admit you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And we got 50 years worth of evidence to show us you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Y'all are all of the teachers. Y'all are majority of the college professors. Y'all are majority of the human resource people. Y'all are the majority of these social workers. Y'all are dominating. Y'all been gatekeeping and you've been fucking it up. Now our boys and girls, too, can't even read and count beyond a 6th grade level. It's sad. You got to admit, we fucked up because y'all been doing it. Now, here's the solution. We've identified the problem, the solution. I'm giving you solutions. Money, energy, attention, time got to start being poured into the men. But what about the girls? You've been doing it with the girls. It doesn't work. No other people does that. Who are the girls going to get taken care of by? The boys. They're going to be men. You wonder why you don't have any men for your daughters? Because you ain't building the men up. You've been building strong, independent bitches who can't do shit for themselves. That's why 2 million evictions, 80% of them are black women. Hello. But that's all I got. We'll be back later, y'all. We'll be back later. Remember to like and subscribe on the way out. Smash that bell and stay tuned. And remember, as always,
I violate all your personal space, bitch. I'm that cousin always on punishment.